Millions of people call Sapiens one of the greatest books ever written. Others think it's one of the most overrated books of the last decade. After finally reading it, I realized something surprising. Both sides are right. This book completely changed the way I think about money, history, and society. But it also made me question some of the author's biggest claims. So if you're wondering whether Sapiens is worth reading, here's what I honestly think. The biggest idea in this book is surprisingly simple. According to Yuval Noah Harari, what made humans the dominant species on Earth wasn't that we were the strongest, the fastest, or even the smartest. It was our ability to believe in shared stories. Think about it for a second. Money only has value because we all believe it does. Countries only exist because millions of people agree they exist. Companies, religions, laws, and even human rights are all ideas that survive because enough people collectively believe in them.
That perspective completely changed how I look at the modern world. Instead of seeing society as something fixed, I started seeing it as a network of shared beliefs.
One chapter that really stood out to me was Harari's explanation of money. Before reading this book, I thought money was simply a tool for buying things. But Harari argues that money is actually one of the greatest inventions for building trust between strangers. Two people from completely different cultures can trade with each other even if they don't share the same language or religion, simply because they both trust the value of money. Whether or not you agree with every detail, it's a fascinating way to think about something we use every single day without questioning it. Another idea I loved was how Harari explains the development of civilization. He points out that many of humanity's greatest inventions weren't created for art or philosophy. Writing, for example, didn't begin as a way to write novels or poems. It started as a system for keeping records, tracking supplies, and managing resources. That was one of those moments where I realized history is often much less romantic than we imagine. Many of the things that shaped civilization were simply practical solutions to everyday problems. Toward the end of the book, Harari asks a question that stayed with me long after I finished reading. Humanity has never been richer, healthier, or more technologically advanced than it is today. But are we actually happier? There isn't a clear answer, and that's what makes the discussion so interesting. Instead of promising that progress automatically leads to happiness, Harari suggests that happiness may depend more on how we experience life than on what we own or achieve. It's one of the few sections where I actually stopped reading for a while just to think, but as much as I enjoyed the book, I also understand why so many experts criticize it. One of the biggest problems with Sapiens is that Harari sometimes presents complicated scientific ideas in a very simple way. That makes the book incredibly easy to read, but it can also make certain theories sound more certain than they actually are. Historians, anthropologists, and evolutionary biologists have pointed out that some of his explanations leave out important details or ongoing academic debates. So while the book is excellent at introducing big ideas, I don't think it should be treated as the final authority on human history. Another criticism I found reasonable is that the book often focuses on history through a Western perspective. Considering it's called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, I expected to learn more about civilizations outside Europe. While Harari does mention other parts of the world, I sometimes felt their stories deserved much more attention. So, does that mean you shouldn't read this book? Not at all. In fact, I think those criticisms are exactly why Sapiens is worth reading. The goal of this book isn't to give you every correct answer. Its greatest strength is making you ask better questions. Why do humans cooperate on such a massive scale? Why do we trust systems that don't physically exist? Why has our species become so successful? And how much of the modern world depends entirely on collective belief? When I finished the last page, I realized I hadn't just learned more about history. I had learned to question things I had always taken for granted. That's a rare experience, and it's one of the reasons this book has had such a huge impact around the world. So would I recommend Sapiens? Absolutely, but with one important condition. Read it with curiosity, not blind acceptance. Enjoy the ideas, but don't assume every conclusion is an undisputed fact. Think of it as the beginning of a conversation rather than the final answer. If you do that, I think you'll get exactly what makes this book so special. It doesn't just teach you about the past, it changes the way you see the present. And for me, that's the mark of a truly memorable book.